Next to Manikarna Ghat, the largest of the crematorial ghats, is a home where the dying come to die. The dying and their family check into the Azadi home, are given 15 days to die or check out. And when the death happens, the bodies are brought across the road to be cremated. This morning I sit in a narrow lane leading to the ghat, watching the people come and go through the gates. The higher caste dead and the lower caste dead get to be cremated in different parts of the ghat. Caste follows the dead, even to the cremation grounds. The sun is shining brightly in my eyes as I watch an old man's body being brought into the ghat by hired bearers. An old woman, likely his wife, is teetering along at the end of the procession. She stops outside the cremation grounds. Women are not allowed in. A younger man goes into the cremation grounds with the body to perform the last rites. The old lady turns away from the ghat and sits on a stone not far from where I am. I squint to look at her. I can see her face more clearly now. My heart stops. My mother. I am looking at the face of my mother. She has aged many decades, but my mother is dead. I get up and walk over to her. My body is shaking as I come closer to the old woman. Yes, it is not my mother, but it very well could have been. The last I had seen of my mother was 10 years ago at the airport when I left for the US to study. I had planned to save up money and return to India in 2 years at the end of my master's program. But then Alice happened, and my mother had died a year later. I look keenly at the old woman in front of me. She is not crying, but I see great sadness on her face. She rises up to bow to me. I realize I am still in the garb of a sadhu, and I have ash smeared all across my face and body. She does not sense the struggling human behind this costume. Please sit, Mataji, I say gently, grasping her hands. She does. Was that your husband? I ask, pointing to the ghat. Yes, her voice trembles. Please pray for him, Swamiji. I am no spiritual master, but I have learned a few mantras listening to Ramdas. I repeat them with closed eyes. It seems to give her some comfort. Is that your son, the one who went in? No, that is my nephew. My son is in the US, married, settled with his wife and children. Too important to even come down for his own father's cremation. She begins to weep. Her face shrivels in pain. We loved him so much, our only son. Everything we did for him. But now that he has everything, he has ignored us, like dirty laundry. We did not want his money. We do not want anything from him, just for him to be there in our last hours. My husband and I came to the Azadi home 7 days ago with my nephew. All the time, my husband kept looking at the door of our room, hoping that our son would somehow walk in through the door. But our son did not come. My husband died, uttering his name. As she narrates her pain, I feel like a searing rod has been thrust through my heart. This would have been my mother on her deathbed, waiting for her only son, who would never come. How she must have suffered. A wall built over years of self-loathing and now becoming coated with apathy has begun to crack. I too begin to sob. Mataji, I will pray for you and your son. I hope you reconcile and find peace.